Good morning, gardeners. Well, it's going to be a windy day. Not going to have to endure listening to me most of the day, but I'll be working outside, and Delia's going to be planting bell peppers and cherry tomatoes today, so she'll be the one kind of showing you what we got going on there. I am going to be working on getting a we use fertigation, liquid fertilizer, so I'm going to be getting the fertigation set up. That's something that we invested in, using a Dosatron, and it's something we've been wanting to do a couple of years. Well, now I'm going to get everything set up. I need to get some posts in the ground to hook up the Dosatron to, so we can do that. So anyway, enjoy spending time with Delia today.
Good morning. So today what I plan on doing is finally plant stuff in my high tunnel. We've had to delay it more than I would like to. Last year I had everything planted in by about the 2nd or 3rd of April, but even though we had the very warm end of winter and early spring, it has we've had frost here and there, so we thought we had we were going to do it, and then we look at the long range forecast, and sure enough we would get another couple of days of frost. So we've been delaying it. Right now we just had a last cold snap last night. We got down to, according to our thermometer here, we got down to 34 degrees last night, and what we did was we pulled those racks in the middle of the room. We put all the plants in the bottom to it on the ground, and then covered it with this last row cover that we did not have anchored to the ground yet. And according to the thing, we weren't supposed to get any cooler than 38, but looking at our thermostat, we got down to about 34. But for the next 10 days, we're not supposed to get anywhere near that. We're supposed to stay in the 70s and low 80s during the day, and in the 50s at night. So we're going to plant here. I'm going to do the last 2 rows. We're going to do peppers on the outside row, and cherry tomatoes on the 2nd row, and cucumbers in the 3rd row, but we still need to anchor down this floor mat ground cover, and then everything here is going to get pulled out for Saturday's market. And then next week on Sunday we'll clear everything out of there, all the stalks and all the stems, and pull it all out. He'll till it, and we'll do the row covers in the last 2 rows. And then hopefully Monday we can plant the other row of cucumbers. So we're going to have 2 rows of cucumbers, and we're going to have another row of peppers on the outside. And we do the peppers on the outside because they're the shortest plant that we have in here. So they're going to go on the outside. And what we're doing is, which we did last year too, is 2 rows of peppers in here, and they're staggered 18 inches. So we're going to have a total of, I believe, 45 or 46 pepper plants here, and then the same thing on the outside row over there. And we're going to do the same thing with the cucumbers. We're going to do 2 full rows of 2 rows of cucumbers in each one of them. So we'll have a total of 4 rows, and they'll also be staggered like that. And we did that last year also, but we only had 1 row. But we always sold out of cucumbers, so we're going to do 2 rows this year. So we'll have twice as many cucumbers as we did last year. And then this row here, the 2nd row, is going to be my cherry tomatoes, and that's all in this house. And I don't know if you can hear, but we're going to get winds today. Right now the winds are picking up. They're going to be sustained in the high 20s with gusts over 40. So that's why I'm working in here, not planting anything out there. Tomorrow, the winds are supposed to lay for at least a few days, so we're going to be planting tons of stuff in the fields tomorrow. If I do it today, they're just going to be ripped out. I have 1 row of cabbage between the 2 houses here, and I would say at least 15 to 20% of those cabbages have been ripped out with the winds that we get here. I mean, when we get winds, it's usually high 20s sustained throughout the entire day, and then gusts over 40s. So hopefully the rest of the cabbages that are in there are strong enough to withstand today's wind and I don't lose any more cabbage today. But that's my plans for today. I'm going to start working on this. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is he already drilled out the holes for me in the tomato plants. So I need to go dig them back out because they settled a little bit. But they should be easy to dig out. And I'm going to be putting the fertilizer, which is the bone meal and the blood meal. So I'll do that and then I'll start working on the peppers. But I'll bring you along for a little while and let you see what I'm doing. And I put the meat meal and the blood meal in there. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill the hole up with water. And I redug that hole pretty deep because these are pretty leggy. They've been hanging around for quite a while. Actually, I think I still need to dig it out some more if you want. My scoop. I want to bury it in pretty far because they are pretty leggy. Slurry in there. Let's see. That's pretty good. And I will just fill the hole back up. And these are going to be trellised. I'll show you a view of the top. This building, the cucumbers and the cherry tomatoes will be trellised. Just because if anybody has grown cherry tomatoes, you know they just grow and grow and grow and grow and they get a big tangled mess. So we are going to tie them up and remove a lot of suckers to try to keep them under control. And with the same thing with the cucumbers. If you let them go crazy, they will vine out quite a bit. Alright, let's see if that's deep enough before I put the water in and make it slowly. I think that's pretty good. Now nothing has been in these 3 rows, so this ground has not been watered since last summer. So it was pretty dry. I did fill the holes up with water when we first drilled them a few days back. And most of this water will get sucked in pretty quickly. There's 26 in the row. And I'm just mixing the fertilizer in with some dirt too, so even though this is pretty mild fertilizer. Alright, let's see what it is. They will be very happy to finally be in the soil. They've been wanting to get out of these pots for quite a while, so they will be very happy. So all I'm planting today is the cherry tomatoes and the peppers. And all the peppers that are going here are just the sweet bell peppers. I have a couple of varieties. I have a red knight, which will turn to a red pepper, but you can also pick it and sell it as a green pepper. And actually most of the green peppers will turn to red. I did have a variety last year that came up as yellow and would turn orange, but it didn't sell that well, so we decided not to plant it this year. But it was a nice looking pepper. And this variety here is called Nature Bites, and they're a nice red cherry tomato. Last year we planted Nature Bites and we planted chocolate sprinkles. And they were more of a deeper brown speckled cherry tomato. And we didn't sell them, but usually people wanted the nice red one. So again, you know, something we try to see how it goes, and if it doesn't go, then we don't do it the next year. So this year we have two varieties, but they're both red tomatoes, red cherries.
Good morning, everybody. Well, I tell you, that wind yesterday, this is year 3 on our high tunnel, and Delia and I were both thinking to ourselves, boy, how much is the wind going to take our top? But we're okay today. Can't believe it. So Delia did get the cherry tomatoes in, and those are in. They're going to start turning a little bit. She started doing the peppers, but then the roots were falling apart. She felt like the moisture was a little too much inside of them wells, so she gonna let it dry a little bit, and then she'll get back to digging in there. We are Tuesday. A week from Saturday I did my corn planting. A week from Sunday I did my green bean planting. We were cool last week, or let me change it. We were cool over the weekend, this last weekend, but it should be enough for the corn and beans to start coming up. So I'm really anxious to see that. Really just trying to lower our high tunnels down. We're going to be maybe turn the water back on in here. They are young plants, and that's a very dry area other than where we did it. Yesterday, I didn't film it, but I did have our Dosatron hooked up. And let's go on down here. So I did get the Dosatron going, and I actually fertilized our strawberries yesterday. Delia and I were going to get a push mower. We don't own one currently, but we'll get a simple push mower. And yeah, we got berries, folks. We actually do have some berries. Not at a profitable level. So we did go ahead and get our filters and Dosatron on. The garlic is going to benefit. The strawberries are going to benefit. Now I need to get over here and fertilize. Our tub took off yesterday, but Delia got it trapped. Look what the wind did to our electric fence. It ain't doing much right now. This is our short corn. I think it's 73 days. 73-day corn. There we go. That's it, folks. First sweet corn of the year. There's another one. Another one. They're starting to pop. Nice. That's very good. First sweet corn of the year. They're just starting to go. Always anxious to make sure that every row has corn come up. But I know the planter was operating properly. But the different moisture levels do make a difference. Yeah, that row's a little, I got a little ahead of everybody else. There's one right there. Got a sweet corn right there. That's exciting. Let's mosey over here and see if we got any green beans wanting to pop. Look at this right here. Got another one. They're gonna be coming. There's another one. Yeah, boom, boom. To my friend Jeff. I haven't seen no doubles yet. Of course, it's awfully early, but that's a perfect space in there, folks. That's what you're going for, you know. When I redid that planter, I wanted perfect spacing. I wanted single seeds, and these are just starting to come up, so that's exciting. More corn right there. Very good. Yeah, kind of hard to see it on there. Let's get over here. I need to turn the water on, and let's get some fertilizer on the potatoes and onions today. So my battery's low, but we're putting we are using a solenoid here, or a solenoid. We are using a Dosatron fertilizing out in the field. It's nice to get ahead of this. We're putting 20 on right now, pushing some of this foliage, getting everything kind of going. And get this, we got cucumbers planted. The first row of cucumbers. We have our cherry tomatoes and all of our bell peppers, or well, one batch of bell peppers. So we are going to have another row of cucumbers right here. This is normally our cucumber row, and we're going to plant one more batch of bell peppers along the outside wall. Everything you see in here this Saturday farmers market at it's all going. So if we own it here, it's being harvested, and we're taking it to the what do you call breadbasket farmers market. So it's time, and some of our spinach is wanting to head out or seed out anyway. So it's time. But yeah, no, Delia's, I don't know what that is. She's repurposing some of these things. So anyway, and we're saving some room in the back here because we have a table that a 4-foot by 12-foot table, so it'll come all the way to this end. And we can also put a lot of these plants on. That's the game, is to make this more into a seedling home is what it is. So there's our cucumbers. Looks good, don't they? 2 days ago, we did get some fertilizer finally on our strawberries. They are not going to make much of a crop this year. We know that. That being said, are getting some fertilizer on it. I need to get in there. Delia and I need to get a mower and mow all this area down. There's the garlic. It's coming. Go on in. Gotta kind of check things out, make sure we're in good shape. I ran water again yesterday. Do you see how, look at how much greener our plants are starting to get now. Blood meal, they got blood meal, they got the meat and bone meal. That's starting to happen. Looks like I got almost like a cutworm or something got in that one, don't it? Got one. Well, we have some to replace, so we'll be okay. Got a few of them that we always save a few extra ones because not everybody's going to make it in the high tunnel. It just, you think they're okay, and then they just don't cut it, you know, for whatever reason. And this row, for some reason, doesn't seem to be as sporty as we'd hoped. Some of them in the back are looking pretty good, but anyway, remember I brought in a lot of topsoil in here, and I was actually pretty nervous. I says, gosh, I hope that by chance they didn't put in some type of herbicide to get rid of the dandelions or, you know, something along that line, and all of a sudden my plants start dying on me, but on that sod. But I don't think that's the case at all. I think we just have some that are a little bit weak, because what looks good is looking good. Looking over here, we are going to have to replace some of our Max Afford grafted tomatoes. There are a couple of them that are not doing very well. Where are you? I think maybe they are coming around a tad bit. If they can ever figure out, oh, there it is. Yeah, I don't think that guy stands a chance on it. Little tiny things like that. So the lettuces are starting to kick off. Moved over that water line. That helped them out a lot. So that's good. We did burn some more holes in here that we can add more lettuce. Head lettuce is what we're going for here. So everybody looks pretty good. Got our onions. I think that's heat related damage, folks, right there. Again, we got up to about 90 degrees that day. I don't have any 100% on it. Could be a little herbicide, but I didn't spray there. So anyway, I don't know. We'll see. But a lot. They got the 20-20-20 liquid fertilizer yesterday. Here is the cabbage. Look at that. That's taken off very nice. Delia at the far end down there got some eggplant in. This is what Delia and I worked on yesterday. It's just the way life goes, but we end up with two rows or 1.5, 1 3/4 of yellow squash, which normally we'd say, well, we want to be 1 3/4 of zucchini and 1 yellow squash. But she thought it was going to be a little too lanky, so she ended up going ahead and planting another batch of yellow squash. Well, they're still going, but we have it, and hope, you know, we're going to have a lot of wind, a chance of hail. We'll see how many of these actually survive. That's the fact. And we're getting some okra planted out here. It's my job to go ahead here, and we are using meat and bone meal, blood meal, along with water to get these guys going. And so I'm going to go ahead of Delia and get these guys. We'll make this whole line here. While that's going on, I'm going to go ahead and plant us 2 rows, or well, 2 passes of sweet corn, 12 rows for our next batch. Those are long rows there, so it'll be quite a bit of corn. I'll have those planted, and while Delia's planting the okra, we have dill to get out. What else do we have? We have dill, we have hot peppers, and we have cucumbers still to go out here in the field. And there's our neighboring geese flying overhead. So, and the corn over there is coming up in that field as well. So a lot of good things happening on the farm. Let's go and get to it. This is the green beans. Look, you can see, there's a green bean, barely. I'm not gonna help it. It'll fight its way through. There's another bean. It's supposed to be every 4 1/4 inches. Now you can plant green beans every 2 inches, but my planter, that's about as low as I could go on it. So without having to change my chain, but they're coming. Now these were planted a little shallower than down here. So these beans on this side, on the next pass, have an extra 1/4 to 1/2 inch of soil to break through, but those guys are starting to break. Yeah, they are starting to break. So good deal. We're going to have green beans here soon too. So what I'm going to do here, Delia will be back out to do the she'll be back out to actually plant those, but I'm going to go ahead and make sure the water line is close to our hole, so I'm kind of bringing that out. Let me go ahead here and measure. I'm going every 24 inches. And where is that line? There we go. Kind of pulling that line in closer to our plant. And I'm adding some, you know, having a water wheel transplanter, it'd be nice It'd be a lot faster, there's no denying it, but we don't have a water wheel, so. Plus, I gotta say, anything that blooms, I really like the meat and bone meal a lot from long-term feeding. I think we just don't have any blossom end rot under this kind of a scenario. And we will use some liquid fertilizer here, but let's go and keep moving. There we go. I got my planter all switched around. Everything looks like it's in pretty good shape. I got my depth set. My Lovejoys are locked in. Everything is as it should be, and Delia's gonna meet me out there just to double check. We like having everything ready to go, just double check some things because we are limited in what we do out here. So let's go ahead and get fired up and head out to the field. So we have sweet corn coming up right there. Potatoes are coming up very nice. There's old Maddie and Delia. Look at all the cabbage, and she's planting okra right now. So we'll head up here and plant another couple rows of our sweet corn. Well, we'll be up there today planting watermelon. At least that's our intention.